Hi, welcome in. Today we're going to be playing Stardander School for Witches. This one's going to be a visual novel turn-based game where we follow 4 witches attending the Stardander School for Witches. I was lucky enough to be given a key for this game, so thank you Fancy Fish Games for the key. Let's jump straight in.
Welcome, realmatic travelers, to the human realm. The first thing you should know is that there are fae everywhere here. And not that many humans, actually. Fae are dangerous creatures from the Shadow Realm. They were summoned here by power-hungry human mages hundreds of years ago who forced them to do atrocious deeds. During the calamity, Fae were freed from their binding packs and killed a lot of humans. Now, they call the shots. Some Fae exact vengeance by killing any humans they can find. Other Fae decided to be nice, and now are revered as gods for protecting cities of humans from the bad Fae. This became a drawn-out siege that has lasted nearly 300 years. Fae on both sides of the conflict are tired of the whole thing. Now, let's peek in on my future summoner. She is boldly going outside the protection of her city for the first time. About 100 feet outside it. But still, let's try to be
Oh, despite the I was waiting for the voice to come in. Despite the cold, my palms are sweaty, my heart feels tight. What was that? We passed through the barrier around Protector Rhea's territory. We're in the wilds now, where hostile fae of all types lay ready and waiting to gobble up city folk like us. I say it half jokingly but glance at Father to gauge his reaction. It is rare for fae to come this close to the sea. If you were scared, you needn't have come, Callie. I'm not scared, I haven't seen Devon in 7 years. I had to come eventually. The carriage suddenly stops with a jolt. We've arrived. I look around. A small castle sits almost directly in the river, which calmly reflects the wintry forest surrounding it. Songbirds call from the treetops. It's actually quite peaceful. As we approach the castle, I can see signs of disrepair everywhere. The trampled, muddy snow squishes under my boots unpleasantly. Shades, they live here? Somehow, yes. We do. My father's former colleague looks smaller and thinner than I remember. Once she and father were the highest officials in the Reenar city government, only below Holy Protector Rhea. Your Grace. Just Viridan now, dear. A few more people emerge from the castle. I look towards them curiously. Will I even recognize him after all this time? I don't see anyone familiar. Lady Virida turns to father and they walk towards the others, already talking business and politics. Father points to the dilapidated perimeter wall. It's a concern, but the least of them. What about the city moat? I am trying, but even complete it will only deter lesser fae. We need to do more. I've been conservative, trying not to risk Rhea's displeasure. But since your last letter, I see now that we need to act. And now that Strand is back, we need her involved again. We need to send her more. I don't fully understand what they're talking about, but I've heard enough. My heart is suddenly hammering. I can't believe it. Is he really a traitor to Protector Rhea? Father, what are you... Not now, Callie. We have important things to discuss. Father raises a hand and makes a shooing motion, encouraging me to give them space. Everything we've suffered the past 7 years, everything that is said about father, the nasty rumours, the poisonous glances. How could he do this? Why would he do this? What if we are exiled to live out here in the middle of nowhere in a cold, crumbling castle? I whirl away and stump off, my boots collecting snow as I go. I've always felt that father must be innocent, that when he was demoted and we were stripped of our rank, it must have all been a huge misunderstanding. I secretly hoped that one day Protector Rhea would understand this and allow us to rejoin the high nobility. We could have our old life back. How could I be such a fool? Holy Protectors are celestial-classed fae. They are like gods, they don't make mistakes. Shade forsaken. Suddenly my boot catches on a white dusted tree root. I nearly fly forward face first into the snow, but I'm caught by something. Careful. Devon? His eyes widen with recognition. Callie, what are you doing here? You and Father, Lord Graham, and I are visiting. Didn't Lady Verida tell you? Oh, thank the protectors. I thought maybe you were exiled too. We stare at each other for a long moment. I was only 6 years old when Devon was exiled. Break the silence. You're a lot taller. I am. I mean, of course. Glance around the forest to distract from the awkwardness of the moment. You're out here alone? I was hunting with our Pathfinder. He asked me to return first. Come on, I'll give you a tour. Why does it seem like there's going to be a romance? I can't believe you're here. It doesn't feel real. I step through the doorway and we exit the castle onto the wide balcony directly above the river. I grasp the banister and look both ways. The river curves away, slow and reflective as a mirror. This is my favourite spot. Below us, a large water bird takes off from the icy branch and swoops away, following the curve of the river. Let's be nosy. Devon? Why did they do it? What do you mean? My father, Lady Verida, and the others. What everyone says is true, isn't it? They are working against Protector Rhea. I guess you have a right to know too. I don't know all the details, but... Suddenly he stops talking and looks away from the river towards the front of the castle. What is it? I won't tell anyone, A few jumbled shouts reach my ears. I see someone running across the clearing where our carriage is stationed. What's going on? He enters the castle again and I follow. We are nearly running as we burst out the front doors and take in the scene. There's something huge and horrible at the edge of the forest. Oh. Oh dear. A lone magic user, that must be the Pathfinder, is pummeling the creature with blasts of light, but it doesn't flinch at all. The Pathfinder is already down on his knees in the snow. As we rush out into the middle of the clearing, Father and the others are running towards us. Go back inside the castle, everyone in. No, take the carriage. Get Callie back inside Rhea's territory. I won't abandon. As they argue, most of the others run for the castle doors. The creature lets out a deafening roar. The Pathfinder shrieks in pain and falls flat into the snow. Devon starts to run towards the monster. What are you? I learned a few spells, I can help. I freeze, my muscles not responding in the normal way. The air suddenly feels very thin. Do I know anything? We might die, but sure. I breathe in deeply, squeeze my eyes shut for a moment, and then take off after Devon. Yeah, and wave. Protectors, why is this happening? Are we going to die here? We need to run, Devon. Oh no. The sinuous monster uncoils and moves towards us with startling speed. It swings flat, sending a blast of warm, sulfuric air into our faces. I gasp and cough, shielding my stinging eyes. Do something, Callie. What are you talking about? I can't do magic. We need to run. Try. Okay. I stare into the monster's face, sharp fangs, cold yellow eyes, a snake-like tongue tipped with blue. And somehow I know that if I don't try something right now, this is going to be the last thing we ever see. Ooh. First spell. Nice. Sends all the witch's magic in a single unfocused. Okay, I guess we do that then. Okay. I can't believe I just did that. It's too strong. We need help. We need more magic users. The creature is cutting me and Devon off from the castle. Beyond the monster, I can see Father beckoning frantically to us from the castle door. Devon is uselessly sending more magic at the fair creature, which is advancing on him, bared jaws showing its dreadful fangs. My head is spinning, I feel like I might be sick. Devon's arm is running crimson. The carriage sits a few places from us, the armopods shuffling nervously, making it rock. Suddenly my eyes focus sharply on the carriage. It looks strangely bright. Run to the castle, I'll get help. I pull every scrap of magic from my body that I can, willing this to work. I try to hold the magic in my hands in front of me. What am I doing now? The fair creature's yellow eyes snap to me. It's working. Oh shiz, it's working. The creature makes a lunge towards me and I stumble, tripping over roots, scrambling to the carriage. Okay, so the monster missed. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Devon running towards the castle. The monster seems momentarily puzzled by us splitting up. Okay, so I'm gonna die. Cool. I climb into the driver's seat and shout orders to the armopods, touching the green magic gems set into the control panel. To ruin our city as fast as you can. The carriage starts moving with a jump, flattening me back against the seat with a painful thump to the back of my head. I cling to anything I can to avoid being thrown off. The armopods run with frantic speed. The forest moves by in a blur. I didn't realise they could move this fast. Maybe they were scared too. There's not even time to look back to see if everyone got inside safely or if the creature is following me. I burst into the sanctuary and run for the door to the inner sanctum. Unlike most people, I know exactly where it is. Help, let me in. I pound on the door with my fists. Protector Raya, please let me in. After what feels like an eternity, there is a soft click and one of the doors opens a crack. I squeeze through and dash up to the dais? One of them, keeping my eyes lowered out of habit. My father and the exiles, they are under attack. Raise your head, little Offhausen. The protector's voice is relaxed and silky like liquid gold. It's very majestic. So Lord Offhausen has run into trouble. Oh, it's her last name. Cool. I was like, what is she calling us? There is a dangerous fae at the settlement. They need magic uses quickly. How dire. But how can I send citizens out of my protection and into danger? I feel like logic. There shouldn't be dangerous fae so close to the city. If you do nothing, the people will lose their trust in you. Lose their trust in me? Inconceivable. I am what stands between the city of Rena and these dangerous fae. Please, they're hiding inside the castle, but castle walls would hold back a scorpion drake for long. Dear, I hate to bear the cold truth, but they are probably already dead. Please help them, I know you can. Please, I'll do anything. She pauses, then twirls gracefully back towards me, a twinkle in her otherworldly eyes. I protected this human city for 3 centuries. But only once have I suffered a betrayal by the humans I sacrificed my life for. You should know something, child. The proof that has eluded me for 7 years finally landed in my lap. A poorly coded letter between your father and his little friends. I now have everything I need to order your entire family into exile. However, I'm a gracious protector, I'm forgiving. I believe there is an opportunity here, an opportunity for redemption. What do you mean? I have a task I need someone to do. You have some latent magical talent, and you must be about the right age too. Ask more about it, I'm not dumb. Thank you, intelligence. Thanks. What would I have to do? Protector's lips curl, showing her fangs. Is that a smile? Are you sure you wish to ask? I don't need to remind you of the urgency of the situation. Okay, I'll do it. Well, okay. They gave us an option and then we didn't find out anything. Cool. Save them. I've already dispatched a team to the exile settlement. If there is anyone left to save, they will be saved. Oh, cool. Father's cloak is tattered, his face ashen, and he's covered in dust, but he's in one piece. I throw myself into his arms. What happened? Is everyone okay? Father shakes his head slowly, eyes haunted. The creature was tearing through the castle walls like they were bread. Devin, I'm just imagining a castle made of bread now. Devin tried to distract it with spells, but several people were killed and Devin... Oh no, Devin. He's alive. He's here. Why did you say it like that then? He was severely poisoned, but Rhea... Okay, fair enough. But Rhea was able to save him just in time thanks to you. I let out a sigh of relief and feel a sudden rush of gratitude for Rhea. Rhea let him back in the city? Temporarily, yes. And Lady Virida? She's alive but heartbroken. The settlement, everything is ruined. She lost good people today. Callie, I still can't believe what you did. Seeing you ride off, I thought I'd never see you again. If you hadn't done that, acted quickly and gone for help, we would all have died today. Devin wouldn't be here, neither would I. But Callie, what did you say? How did you convince her to help the exiles? I agreed to something I know nothing about. She asked for something in exchange. She wants me to enroll at Stardander School for Witches and be a spy for her. Oh, I'm really bad at keeping secrets though, so that I would be a terrible spy. You go to Stardander and spy for Rhea? I know, I can't believe it. I mean, magic is for pathfinders and communicators, attendants, bodyguards, you know? It wouldn't be right for a noble lady to learn magic. Oh. But it was the only way I could save you. This is actually good. Protector Darestrand, the head of Stardander, is an ally. You'll be safe there, and with witch training you will learn to defend yourself. I mean, I'd be excited. Maybe you're right. Maybe if I knew more magic, everyone would still be alive. Until very recently, Protector Darestrand was missing for 7 years. Rhea thinks there is a traitor among the Protectors, and she thinks it might be Darestrand. Rhea desperately wants to know why she was gone, where she was, and most importantly, why she has returned. This is all connected, Callie. There are reasons here that you don't understand yet, things you could find out. This is an opportunity. Callie, what are you doing here? Graham said you were going to Stardander. Yes, I guess I really am. As soon as Devin, I wanted to say I'm glad you're okay, and I'm sorry. Sorry, you saved us. Why are you apologizing? True, why are you apologizing? But it took me so long, you even lost people in the settlement. What we need to learn more as women is to stop apologizing so much. Even when we do something good, we're like, oh, sorry, I didn't do it quicker. Oh, did he just slap us? Mother and I and everyone were so grateful. Did he slap us? What was that noise? You're our hero. Thank you, Callie, truly. I can feel my cheeks warm in embarrassment and look away. Don't downplay it. I know what you sacrificed for us. Graham told me everything. You're going into the wilds for real. For Rhea. Okay. You're going into the wilds for Rhea to learn magic. You'll be like a... Huh? You'll be like a swan learning how to be a bear? My face must be bright red by now. I stammer, trying to think of a way to change the subject. Come visit us at the settlement on a school break, right? Yep. Cool. I stare out of the carriage window at the endless landscape stretching to the horizon. The river is slow here, almost still, reflecting a deep grey sky that is threatening snow. Across from me, my Pathfinder's daughter, Hilda, glances my way curiously. She's also starting at Stardander this year. Kinda weird, huh? You get used to it. Welcome to the wilds, land of outer folk and fae. How do you live out here? How do you live in there, stuck in a bubble? We're safe. Stardander is so far into the wilds. Will we be attacked by him? Him? I think there's more than just him. Hilda looks at me seriously for a moment, then bursts into a loud guffaw. Tears form at the corner of her eyes as she laughs. I stare. You're serious? Shades? No. His armies do patrol the wilds, but Apex doesn't go around attacking humans personally. Enemy fae attacks aren't as common as you city folk think. Usually we just avoid them. Sometime later, the carriage suddenly comes to a stop, jolting me out of a light doze. What's out there? Just a few wild armor pods. Please, Mum, let me banish them. Alright, it'll be a good experience for you to take this city girl. I thought you said there weren't many enemy fae. These aren't apexes, they're just wild. Come on, this will be fun. I'm an Offhausen. Nobility don't need to... I don't care if you're a green-footed giblet, get out here. Yeah. One-hit death, Jesus Christ. Selected difficulty for battles. You can change this. Okay. I'll go easy. I recognize the fae in front of me, armor pods, like the ones that pull our carriage, only these are wild and decidedly unfriendly. I don't think I can do this again. Oh my god, we're so annoying. Don't just stare, Callie, cast a spell. Flashes of what happened with Devin cross my mind. My hands are shaking, but I push the panic away and try to breathe. These fae are small, nothing like the one that attacked the exile settlement. Unlimited actions, okay. Oh, so we can run away, okay. Do this. I can't believe I just did that. Why is it... Oh, it keeps blocking it. Oh, they're both attacking me. Did we get it that time? We don't have any potions or anything, okay. I am not doing good. Nice. Is she gonna do... Oh! I didn't realize I was playing as both of them. This is why I was... Okay, cool. Okay, so that's one down. Shadow Realm. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, okay, I wanted to cast it on my friend. I'd say my friend, she's quite annoying. Nice. Okay, now I know. I thought I was only playing as one of them. I need to open my eyes. Good work, girls. I like this fit that she's got on. Love that. At the end of each month, you may explore your surroundings and talk to people. Choose Done Exploring to go to the monthly summary and continue the story. Okay. So you and your mother live here outside a protected territory. Not just us, we have an entire clan, and there are tons of other clans. It sounds awful. It's so rude. I get to see wild fae all the time. You say that like you want to see fae. Of course, fae are incredible. Their variety, their magic, there's nothing like them. Do people die? It's rare. We know how to stay safe, and we always have trained magic users with us. So this is Stardander Castle. There are cobwebs in the rafters and the whole place smells of dust and fire smoke. We're supposed to meet the head of the school here, but I don't see anything besides a roaring fire and a sleeping house cat. I feel like it's going to be like, what is it, Miss McGonagall or whatever. Then a calm, soft voice drifts out of nowhere. Welcome to Stardander School for Witches. I whirl around, but there is no one else here. Big stretch. The cat. You're Darestrand? Call me Professor Dare. But she's so small and dull and half asleep, nothing like Rhea's sparkling, intimidating presence. It's you. You're not dull, are you? You're actually very annoying. The cat turns her large emerald eyes to me and they scan me with a momentary shimmer. Could she tell what I was thinking? Your journey was uneventful? It was my first time seeing enemy wild fae. Protector Rhea has recommended you both highly. Speak of the fae. It's a fast speak projection. 7 years, Darestrand. I, the Alliance, assumed you had abandoned us forever. We were ready to let Sterntum take over Stardander. He is willing. Stern has always envied my success. Sterntum has run his own school well, but it is no Stardander. So here I am, sending you students, granting you permission to reopen. But this is your last chance, Darestrand. We are watching. Darestrand's gaze settles on me and Hilda. With a tiny pop, 2 pieces of parchment appear in the air in front of us. I grasp mine gingerly, scanning it. It's a schedule. Monday, transmutation, 9 AM, laboratory. Spirit, 1 PM, East Hall. Tuesday, history of the world, 8 AM. Library, adjunct? What's that mean? Are these classes? I don't know what any of this means. Before you begin your studies, you must choose an elemental group, which will be like your family here at Stardander. Points for your group, and you may have a chance at the Elemental Cup. This is very much similar to something, innit? Fire for me, all the best Pathfinders were in the fire group. I'm gonna go for air. I like the hats. The daydreams of today become the magic of tomorrow. Ah, dormitory. Let's unpack, then we can explore. I look around, we left our trunks in the carriage, but I don't see any paws bringing luggage in. Our things, how? The Mivets? The Mivets are taking care of it. Miv? Hilda points to a few tiny mice-like creatures hurrying along the walls as we watch them disappear into a miniature door in the wall. But they're so small. Will they really be able to? Oh, don't worry, Mum told me all about it. Look. Hilda points towards the ceiling. There are several faintly glowing lines of yellow light thread in different directions, along the halls, up the stairs, and around the corners. As I stare, a piece of luggage and a hat box fly towards us along the line of light and whiz up the stairs, sending a sudden gust of air from their passing into our faces. See? Transport tracks. We climbed several more staircases to the dormitories. A few other students are entering rooms, unpacking with doors open, chatting across the corridor. I glance into the rooms curiously. They are small and simply furnished, but the curtains are elegant and decent carpets cushion the wooden floors. Across the hall, there is a shared washroom with an enormous stone bath and a row of grim-looking gargoyles staring down over the sinks. The water in the rooms are heated with magic, fire gems. It all comes from a device down in the dungeons. This is me. Hilda is inspecting the bronze nameplate next to one of the doors. The nameplate across the hall reads Calliot Offhausen. Stara, you're right across from me. Did you drink a luck potion today? Why have they got a slap noise? I keep thinking she's being slapped. What? You got a single room? Oh, you're right. We unpack our things quickly. I set my 3 carefully selected books from home into the tall, empty bookcase. I don't like that noise. I barely have a moment to sit on the bed and consider my new environment when Hilda bursts in, brandishing the castle map. Come, the greenhouse is supposed to be spectacular, and the library has... There's a library? Of course, this is a school, you know. Let's go, Miss Nobility. Greenhouse. I love plants. Wow, are those rattle sport pods? They make an enchanting sound when shaken. You wander amid the planting beds and vines. The air is warm and humid. I've never seen a greenhouse this big. What about the library? Look at those skulls. A crystal ball. I wonder what's in the chest. Hilda grasps the latch, but it's firmly locked, so is a small black door at the back of the classroom. Let's find the library. So I was saying, we spend the rest of the day wandering the library, inspecting the plaques in the sanctuary corridor, smelling something amazing drifting from the kitchens, and admiring the tapestries and paintings. The castle is run down and needs a good cleaning, but it is not as uncivilized as I expected. Finally, we make our way to the Great Hall, where most of the school is now assembled, eating and chatting noisily. As we sit down, several mivets scurry towards and place plates of steaming food in front of us. Oh, they look cool. You meant to put the cardamom sauce on them, not soup, heathens. Eat it how you like. I nibble at some of my sweet potato slices. The food is good, but doesn't compare to fine city fare. Nice bracelet. Both Hilda and I were given bracelets to show Ray's endorsement. Hilda's not wearing hers. Too bad it means you're a useless city Grithy bow? What do you know, Penelope? More than her, she probably doesn't even know what a grithy bow is. I'll have you know the Protector Rhea herself. The professors and I are overjoyed to welcome students back to these halls after 7 long years. Behind her, an odd assortment of people sit at the head of the table. I'm startled to see that one of them has blue skin and horns, another wears a blank mask with no eye holes. Stardander is also home to our very own Mivet family, who have worked tirelessly to ready the castle for your arrival. The castle floors will shine like mirrors, the laundry will be crisp and tidy, the meals will be hot and delicious, and you messy humans better not get in our way. Study well, mind the curfew bell, and enjoy dessert. Remember, the future of humanity is in your hands. It's true, without magic we are doomed, and the protectors won't stay forever. I smile uncertainly, it's not a very good joke. Just popping in to let you guys know that I've set up an Amazon storefront finally. So if you ever wonder what makeup I'm wearing, what products I'm using, then I'm going to try to keep that up to date. I will eventually set up what kind of stuff I'm using, like my webcam, my lights, anything like that, once I update them, because most of this stuff isn't actually on Amazon anymore because it's all so outdated. But as I update stuff, I am going to make a list with that stuff on there as well, just if anyone's curious. So find the link in the description of all my videos going forward. 10 minutes until my first class, I open the door and look for Hilda, but she's nowhere to be seen. I clutch the parchment class schedule and study the map on the back. Laboratory. Ah, there, I can do this. Someone points at the door where a curling parchment bearing a hastily scrawled note has been attached. Transmutation class in the greenhouse today. Who changes locations on the first day? I follow the others into the greenhouse, panting. The rest of the class is already there, and the professor is standing on a tree stump, gesturing dramatically. When we enchant items and weave spell bindings, we transmute, change the nature of things around us. The use of magical plants in enchantment is one of the longest standing and best understood traditions of witchery. The professor carefully selects a few blood-red berries growing on the plant at her elbow. Should we wish to? She holds the berries on her palm and gestures above them with her hand. A blue circular pattern of glowing light flows and settles like a net above the berries. Illuminate our world. The glowing lines sink into the berries with a soft fizz. She closes her hand over the berries and then throws them gracefully into the air above our heads. As they fly through the air, the berries turn blindingly white and burst into a dozen multicolored fireworks, brilliant even in the daylight. We must know our materials. Can anyone tell me what plant this is growing these berries? Red crawler, fire element. Excellent, 5 points to fire group. We move through the greenhouse and Professor Tomia demonstrates and explains different uses and enchantments possible with the plants growing here. I try to keep track of all of the names, but they feel odd and foreign in my mind. Apparently some are helpful in banishing Fae. I wish I'd had some of those when the settlement was attacked. No, I don't wish to think about that. I shake my head and try to focus on what the professor is saying. Hi. Oh, hello. I'm Callie. Freya. You and I are the only ones right now. The only city girls. Oh, are you from Rena too? Corvia, wand makers. Oh, I read all about Corvia. Protector Lorne is a great supporter of craftswork. Wood carving, wand making, metallurgy. How many of you have sensed magic in the world around you? Without even introducing himself, the professor grabs a piece of chalk and starts scratching illegibly on the blackboard. His back to the class, a few people raise their hands tentatively. The world is full of magic, almost everything has trace amounts. Surely at least one of you. Professor Blantree? The See, I just feel like he's slapping them. The professor throws down the chalk and swirls to face the class, scowling deeply. None of you? Being able to sense your surroundings is the most basic of basics. Put on these blindfolds and earplugs. His are already on. I'll move around the room, tapping your hands with my ruler. You can't remove the blindfold until you successfully sense my presence and dodge the ruler. Even city folk should be able to do this. Fair touch like me blaze magic like a signal light. Only Raya's favourite left. I should have known she would pick the brightest. Even with the earplugs on, I can tell this is not a compliment. He taps my hand for what must be the 18th time. My knuckle is starting to get sore. Maybe if you actually explained how to sense. Oh, of course, anything for Raya's pick, or holy leader of Alliance. How dare you mock her? She protects thousands and thousands of people from being killed every day. Patriot, delightful. Put the blindfold on and complete the lesson. Yeah, comply. I take a few more calming breaths and look around the room. How did the others do it? Is there some kind of trick? Just focus, I guess. Better, but I'll take 5 points from Air for the insolence. There's no way Air is winning the cup with you in it, city girl. Select a class to focus on for this month. Ooh, okay. Well, we already have 4 for telepathy, so I guess we get that past the mark and then we move on to something else. That would be the easiest way, I guess. Talk to Durstrand? How are you settling in? I don't belong here, I don't know anything about fear or magical plants, and I can't sense a speck of magic. Please send me home. I breathe several harried breaths as Professor Dare considers me, her expression subtly changing. I wonder what will Protector Rhea say if I do that. I consider Rhea's threat to cast my family out of Rena. Professor Dare couldn't possibly know about that, could she? What should I do? You like to read, no? How does she know? That means you're already ahead of most of the other students. Outer folk don't get much opportunity for books. As I watch a slim leather-bound volume slides out of the bookshelf and hovers in the air in front of me, I grasp it hesitantly. A beginner's guide to fair magic. Fair magic for dummies. That's what you and other humans are using mainly. You may not have noticed, but you are pacted to protect Rhea. That gives you access to our world, which you call the Shadow Realm. Most of the other students here are pacted with me. That's how they get their mana. It should help you get started. Okay. We'll talk to Hilda and then we might investigate the hallway. I can't believe we're finally at Stardander. Professor Dare is absolutely amazing. Yeah, sure. She's certainly unique. This will be an interesting year. Absolutely, schools run by Fae are so much better than human ones, and no Fae is as good as a teacher as Professor Dare. Ask about auras. Witches have auras that determine their proficiency at magic. Oh, power is the strength of their aura and how many spells they can cast. Contentment is how fast their mana grows over time. Their personality affects the hue of their aura, bravery, intelligence, kindness, and creativity. The hue affects the strength of elemental spells, how easy it is to study classes of that element. Oh. So we're doing telepathy, so we need kindness. That's the lowest one. Of course it is. We're rich and horrible. Don't ignore law and divination, those are useful for passing investigations. That's the basics of auras. If you want to review auras again, you can do so in the help menu. Okay. Ask about school. Apparently this castle used to belong to human mages, one of the great families. Some of the paintings in these corridors date back to those times. Ask about Dare. Professor Dare was the first protector to open a school of magic. She understands, if we are to survive, we need more than protectors, we need to learn magic to defend ourselves. I know you were scared at first, but you showed courage fighting those armorpods. I bet we'd make great friends. Sure. Never friend! Damn, that was so easy. If only it was like that in real life. Would you like to investigate the paintings in the corridor? No. Let me speak to people first. Strategize. You know a lot about this school and magic, right? Of course I do. Can you teach me? Why waste my time? I can already tell you'll never be good at magic. Why not save us all a headache and just leave now? What a wanker. Sure. There are many old-fashioned paintings along the walls depicting a variety of humans and fae. Failed? I don't recognize any of the people. Okay, I'm about to stop looking when I notice a portrait that portrays Professor Dare. A man sits on a throne behind her. Who was he and what was his relationship to Professor Dare, her master? Should we battle? I'm just going to ignore when I I can't do it now. I'm just going to ignore that. Ooh. We've got one of them. Cast barrier again. Oh dearie me. Oh, and it's dead. Victory! Plus power, nice. And we got a pod. I don't know what that's gonna do. You really need to pass projection to help me with strikes. Why do you volunteer to clear the forest anyway? Aren't you scared? It's my dream to one day be an amazing pathfinder like my mother. Wandering the world, fighting Fae, protecting Outfolk, and banishing Apex himself. You're not serious. Eventually humans will have to face Apex, or we have no future, and I intend to be at the front leading the way. I feel like we're done for the day, right? Oh, Professor Tomiya is covered from head to toe in faintly glowing lime green goop. So are the desks, seats, walls, windows, and everything else in the classroom. Haphazard heaps of files, bubbling cauldrons, and cracked jars surround the professor. Our girls, not to worry, it's all part of the design process. What happened? Only the most groundbreaking, the most world-changing, the most radiant magical invention ever devised. Think of this, instant travel between protected territories. Fae attacks would be a thing of the past. Not my... The slapping sound always gets me every time. It just throws me off. It's not quite there yet, but the world will soon know another triumph from alchemic pioneer Regalia Tomiya. Teleportation? You mean we wouldn't have to brave the wilds anymore? A few students cheer and clap. Apparently Professor Tomiya is something of a celebrity in magical society. Alright class, your task for today are to clean up this slime and read chapters 4 and 5 of basic alchemic applications. I have an extremely pressing experiment to attend to, literally. With this, she bustles away, leaving us all standing helplessly in the slime-covered classroom. Professor Clear is holding a battle demonstration for new students. Yes. I mean, we've already done a battle, but I feel like it's polite, and I want to meet them. That's cute, look. Very purple. Purple girlies stand up. If you can, you should identify the fear you're facing using Sense. Knowledge is power. Cast that now. Nubgruff. Now that we've identified Nubgruff, we can see that it has 200 health and 7 mana. It currently has 1 barrier. Each barrier will block a hit, no matter how powerful. After casting Sense, additional info is unlocked in the encyclopedia, like the fact that Nubgruffs are earth elements. Now that we know about our enemy, we can end our turn. Every turn, the enemy will move closer until eventually it is able to attack you. Let's attack before it has a chance. The first projection lesson will teach you Strike, which is a basic ranged attack. If you strike enough times, you will break through the phase barriers and deal it damage. Try casting Strike now, then end turn. Can we do it twice? Can we just keep doing it? Oh, we can. That was easy. Oh, I feel like that's because we're on easy mode. So if it's harder, you don't get unlimited goes. Okay. All enemies have elemental strengths and weaknesses you can target once you know elemental strikes. I'll summon another to continue our demonstration. Oh, I wasn't meant to kill it. Okay. Now that the Nubgruff is close, you can see it is targeting me. Once my turn ends, it will attack. Barriers are the easiest way to defend and are the first spell you learn in Protection class. Try casting 3 barriers to block Nubgruff's 3 incoming attacks and then end the turn. Two, 3. Okay. You may have noticed I could choose an element for my barriers. This is because I know elemental barriers. If you had chosen Earth, I would have recovered mana from the enemy Nubgruff's Earth attacks. Check the encyclopedia to see the element, attacks, and details of an enemy you have sensed. If you don't want to attack, you can also try Spirit Magic to form a pact. Forming a pact can take many casts depending on the Fae, its health, and what you've spoken to it via telepathy. This can be done all at once or over several turns. Be persistent, and even the most stubborn Fae may eventually accept your pact. Try forming a pact with the Nubgruff now. Okay. Clear is attempting an Earth pact with Nubgruff. Nubgruff is considering the pact, but is still resisting it somewhat. It appreciates the Earth energy. You just keep doing it? Oh wow. Oh Jesus. Okay. successful. Once the pact is formed, the Fae immediately becomes your familiar. Every turn your familiar will perform one action to help you in battles. Let's summon another Nubgruff so you can see this in action. Okay. While the Nubgruff familiar wasn't strong enough to deal any damage, it did break the enemy's barrier. Familiars have all kinds of abilities, and each which can field one familiar at a time. The best way to learn is to test your spells yourselves. Try passing the projection or spirit exams, and then volunteer to clear the forest. Now I'll finish off this last Nubgruff to end the demonstration. The next morning, I find the entrance hall crowded with students, some are laughing hysterically in front of a very large framed painting. Who in the Nine Realms did it? Look at the one of Astrid Starred. Her expression is perfect. I scan the vaulted chamber and it hits me. Every painting, many elaborately... That was a difficult word. has been turned upside down. A portrait of a very puzzled looking witch in an olive green frock is getting the most laughs. Very funny, off to breakfast then. Professor Day suddenly at my heels and the hall quickly empties even though she is only the size of a large house cat. She doesn't need to ask twice. As I turn to go, something catches my eye. A familiar cat depicted in a small dark dusty... We investigated and saw this yesterday, if you remember. This one who... There is a fierce growl in Professor Dare's voice suddenly and I move away quickly, but as I enter the Great Hall I steal a glance back. The head of school tears down the small painting with a savage slash of magic, leaving a large jagged gash in the wall. Dear Melarangio, I'm at Stardander. I have no idea how to do what's been asked of me, and no one has explained. I encountered a few strange things, but I can't tell if they are significant enough to report, or just normal for this bizarre place. Is this a trap? Have I been set up for failure? Also, I'm hopeless at magic. But I survived the journey, I'm still in one piece. Don't give Father my greetings, I'm not speaking to him, I still can't believe he was happy to send me into the wilds. It wasn't him though, was it? It wasn't him. That doesn't make sense. We had to go to save him. I feel like the story's being lost and forgotten about and then they just write other things. So what have you learned, child? I'm trying, but it's difficult to keep up. I didn't know anything about magic before I came here. I was asking about Darestrand. Have you figured out where she was these past 7 years? Has she done anything suspicious? She did get upset about a painting and tore it down. A painting of what? It was of Professor Dare with a man lording over her in a large throne. That must be Lord Mercer. You really should have recognised the last lord of Starred family. What's interesting to me is that someone found and displayed that painting. Did they know it would upset her? This might be important. See if you can find out who displayed the painting. And remember, if you discover anything new, you can use the bracelet I gave you to contact me. Okay. We'll save and end there. I'm not one to play like point and click things too often, but I really did enjoy that. I will say that sometimes the story did get lost and there were a few like kind of cringy dialogue bits. If it seems like something that you guys want to play, I'll link it on Steam below. It is currently £16.75. If you have any other witchy games that you want to recommend me, please do in the comments. I hope you have a lovely rest of your days and stay kind.